So all of these are my personal reusable cloth pads. Washed, I've sorted, I've organized, gone through them so that way I can show you my stash and show you how I store and organize them. People say, hey, I want to see what your pads look like, because obviously I make them. I don't have that great of pads, you guys. I usually get all of the ones I messed up, the ones that are testers, the ones that were prototypes, take those and use those for myself. I have been kind of revamping and refreshing my stash just a little bit at a time. So I'm going to show these to you and kind of explain to you what I have and how I do it, placing them with some newer pads. Let me show you what my pads look like. Okay, so I kind of have everything organized into different sections. These are my period underwear. I kind of keep these with my cloth pads because I like to wear them together sometimes, just depending on the day. Panties, and then I have like my granny panties that I want to wear, like my cotton panties that work really well with holding my pad in place. First up, I have my liners. So these are my Zorb liners. I have different sizes here. I have these small liners and the large liner. Amazing. I absolutely love these on my first day. Period is usually anywhere from 6 to 10 days long. And then I have the same stack in cotton. Also liners, but they are cotton velour, so they're different colors. Coming up here, these are my Minky pads. They are different sizes. Decide, oh, I want a Minky pad, and then I pick out the size that I want. This is a liner, so this one will probably come down here. But, oh, and this is also a liner. So both of these are liners. A liner, the difference between a pad and a liner is that a liner does not have the sewn in Zorb. Like you can see the sewn in Zorb here, okay? This line here indicates that it's a pad. So different sizes, but it's all Minky. So depending on the size that I need that day, I'll grab the size I need. This stack here is my Stay Dry pads with different sizes. This stack is all of my cotton pads, velour, different sizes. Down here are just a few of my cotton knit pads. So this is like my organic cottons here. Actually older pads, though. This is the way we used to make them with the exposed soaker. We don't do these anymore, but they were a lot of fun. Right up here, these are my overnight pads. I have all different prototypes from the way that I used to try to figure out how I was gonna make them. The original overnight pad that I ever made, 2020. So this pad is 4 years old. We don't even use this backing anymore, fabrics anymore. We do use this, but in a different format. So this is one of the original overnights, but this whole stash are my overnight pads. These are all of my super pads. These are for my super heavy day, my workhorse pads. These are 100% Zorb, okay? Down here, these are just some little prototypes. This is just a cute little Shark Week pad. This is a prototype for the thong pattern that we are trying to come out with, but it's not finalized yet. This is a liner. Actually, it goes here. Oh, and then back here, these are my really big pads. These are my 18-inch. This is actually a postpartum pad, so you can put an ice pack in here if you need to. We don't make these anymore. We hope to bring them back soon. 10-inch pads, and these are my 15-inch pads. This is a Gusher pad. Yes, it has a stain on it, but whose pads don't? Okay, and then this is another 15-inch pad, okay? These are my wrappers. I don't have a ton of wrappers, but I do like to use the wrapper. These are my interlabial pads. A lot of these are prototypes or ones that I messed up, but they still work great. And then that's it. I'm on my period right now. There are some missing from my stash. Are my menstrual cups, my pad hook. So whenever I do my laundry, I will attach my pads to the pad hook to hang them to dry. We don't make these anymore, but these were the reusable wipes that we used to make. Super soft. So as far as my pads, that's it. That's all I have. This is my large hanging menstrual bag. I have 2 medium-sized hanging menstrual bags. I have a mini travel-size Soko menstrual. These are my 2 pods that I store my pads in. How I store them, because I do separate them to get which pad that I need for that day. Okay, so pods are the storage system that I came up with that are designed specifically to hold your clean pads between your period. Okay, so the pods are basically a box-shaped pad, and each one can hold at least 40 pads and my heavy-duty pads. So I will start off with my overnight pads. Those will go in here. My super pads will go in here. 15-inch Gusher and 18 inches pads will go in here. Pads will go in this pod. And then in this pod, I will do my daily pads. So I'll put my cotton pads in here, my print, Minky, and Stay Dry pads in here. Liners I'll probably put these in there too, just in case. We'll also go probably half and half. I'll put my Zorb liners in here and then my daily liners in here. Else does not go in there because I like to use my bags of a dispenser. The way that the pods work, it's kind of like a box. Pads in the order that you would want to kind of pull them out, so maybe by size. This is the way the pods look. So it looks like a bag. It's about like this. It has 4 sides. And it opens up like a big box. So I have my extra larges and my larges. A medium here, bag open and lay them right in like this. Okay, so here's my smaller pads. And all of those fit on that side of the bag. Okay, so I'm gonna take my Minky pads and put them here on this side. My Stay Dry pads on top of those. We're almost full. Ooh, loud thunder. Stick on my daily liners. Okay, so I'll stick these right here on top. Okay, so the pod has this handle up at the top, so you can hook it on anything. The zipper starts up here. Here's what I do during my period. Bring it about halfway down, and I hang this up, and that allows me to pull any pad that I want out. I can dig and kind of look, okay, if I want this pad, I can just pull it right out. This one, packed up and ready, and all I'm gonna do is throw this in the top of my cabinet. Heavy duty overnight pad pod. Okay, so here is my second pod. If you like the longer pods, make sure to get a Soko pod. Different pods, I think we're almost out of them anyway, but we are only going strictly to my branded pod, my 18 inches. And in the pods, I do bend these like this so that they fit, but they fit perfectly just like that. Super pads next, and put those on top of that. Overnight, and put them on this side. I'm gonna take my Zorb liners and put those next. My heavy duty overnight pad pods. Accessories, and store them in another bag, just like this. So that way I know where everything is. My ILPs. Okay, these are my menstrual cups. These will go with my pad hook, my wrappers, my extra cotton pad. I have this bag with my accessories as a hook, underwear, which I will just put in a drawer. My 3 period bags with all of my pads in them. Let's go to my bathroom. So all I'm gonna do is just open up my cabinet. I'm gonna throw my bags right up here, ready for whenever I start my period, just like that.